everyone. So I'm literally just getting off work. Of course, today's Friday. I'm always happy on Fridays, right? So my best friend, what is that? So my best friend actually sent me a flyer, and I work up here in Henry County. So my best friend sent me a flyer that said Henry County's, the library is basically having a sale on books. So guess what we're about to go? We're about to go to the library. I was trying to go yesterday, but I totally forgot that they were only accepting cash and I didn't have any cash. I actually spent it getting my green tea. But we're about to head there. The traffic is super horrible. So they close at 6 and it's like 4:15. So hopefully I can make it there within like the next 15 minutes. And then I can actually show y'all what they have. So let's go to the library, okay?
Like, just go down. It's totally like negative reviews that it's not really a negative, especially if you.
So they said it's in this administration building down in the basement. So I've never been to this building before. Usually I just go to the library. So I guess I'll have to walk around here. It's just interesting. Oh, I see now. Okay, so y'all, I finally actually made it home. The traffic was horrible. The time is now, I think it's 6:50. Y'all, a whole box. So I'm gonna sit this here, and then, so let me actually tell y'all what happened. So what ended up happening was, I had like 6 books, maybe like 6 or 7 books. And then the lady came around and she's like, hey, just to let you know, we have a $20 box, like, I guess, like, rule. And I was like, okay, no, I don't really know what that is, but you can explain it to me. So she's like, basically, whatever you can fit in the box, you can have for $20. And I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. So I already have books, y'all. So I really wasn't trying to be like greedy, because it's like overconsumption. But I'm thinking to myself, whatever I could fit in this box that you give me, I can get for $20. So I'm thinking, okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I told myself, I'm just going to pick some books, make them fit the rim of the box, and then when I get home, I will go through them and see what I can give to the free little library. So I am going to be giving some of these away to like the free little library. So I think I found a couple that are actually in my area, because to be honest with y'all, I know that I'm not gonna read all of these anytime soon. So I'm pretty much gonna go through them and just choose which ones I actually want to keep. There are a couple that are in here that I know I want to keep. So I know I got more than 20 books up in here. And the mass paperbacks like these were 50 cents. 50 cents. And then like regular paperbacks were $1. So this was like pretty much like $1 if you were buying books like individually. And then the hardcovers were $2. But because they give you if you want to do the $20, everything that you put in the box is literally just $20. It doesn't matter if it's 40 books in here. If it fits, you take it for $20. So I just could not resist. So she was enabling me though. She was just like, you sure you don't want any more books because you have more room? And I'm thinking like, no, the first 6 I had was fine. But anyway, so I'm actually not going to go through the synopsis of the books, but we are going to go through the books so you can actually see what I purchased. A lot of the books are super old. I know they're super old because you can definitely tell by the discoloration of some of the pages. So a lot of the authors that I found were mystery or thriller authors. And let me see when this book was actually published. So it seems like they were selling books that were like extremely old. I want to say between 10 to 15 years old, because obviously, because that's how the books really looked. So yeah, see, this was published in 1998. So that's more than like 20 years. So I'm actually going to go through the box. So, okay. So, and you will see that I did get a lot of the same authors, because pretty much you get what they have. And they had a lot of mass paperbacks. So I pretty much got a lot of mass paperbacks. So I'm going to like go through them and just see like which ones I want to keep. I already know which ones I want to keep. And then the rest that I'm not going to keep, I'm going to go to the free little library tomorrow and then drop them off. So it depends on how much I can put in the free little library. It depends on if I go to 1 or 2. So this one is called The Perfect Husband. This is by Lisa Garner. And I have read books by Lisa Garner before. So majority of her books that I have read are like mystery. They're not really, I don't really want to say she has a touch of element of thriller, but majority of her books are like mystery suspense. So this is The Perfect Husband, and I want to say this may be a duology because I saw another book in here that had the same cover but with a different name. Okay, so that's that. And then I found a James Patterson book. So I'm really just not getting into James Patterson. I have not read any of his books, but I do want to get into some of his literature. So I actually picked this one up. So this is one I'm actually going to keep, and maybe I'll do a synopsis like in another video. So that's the one I'm gonna keep. So I'm gonna actually separate them so I'll know which ones I'm keeping and which ones I'm giving away. So I've never read anything by Faye Kellerman. This is called Stalker. And see how that's ripping right there. So I just picked this up just because. So I don't know if I want to keep this. I need to read the synopsis before I decide if I want to keep that one or not. And then this is called The Third Victim by Lisa Garner again. So this seems, man, I wonder if these go together. So if you see these, so I wonder if they go together. Okay, and then I know I'm keeping this. This is Greg Iles. It's called Mississippi Blood, and his books are usually a chunker like this. I don't know what it is, but the only time I've ever seen any of his books, they are always mass paperback. I've never seen his books in a regular paperback or hardcover at all, which is very weird. So anytime I see his books, they're literally like this. They're like super huge. Oh, something's in my ear. So then another Lisa Garner book called The Survivors Club. Like her books are so good. So that's why I'm like having a hard time trying to decide which books of hers I'm going to keep and which I'm going to give away. So what I am going to try to do is make sure that these books are not in a series. So I may keep this one. I'm putting this in the maybe pile that I have. So Tammy Hoag, Guilty as Sin. So Tammy Hoag is another great mystery suspense writer. She also has a touch of thriller in her books. I think I've told y'all this before. The best book that I've read of hers is called The Ninth Girl. When I tell y'all, that book is page turning amazing, y'all. It's so, oh my gosh, I can't even describe it. It's so good. I mean, it was good from like the beginning to end. So I'm definitely keeping this because I love her. Okay, so then I have another. So the ones I'm showing you now probably are the ones I definitely was trying to keep. So this is A Thin Dark Line, another mystery thriller suspense by Tammy Hoag. So you can definitely tell these books are super old. I mean, you can tell by the discoloration of the pages, which I don't really mind. My best friend was like, girl, those books like look super, super old. And she was talking about, because I'm a person, I don't like creases and things, but like I told her, under the circumstances, they are from the library. I mean, it's to be expected that they look like this. So I'm just curious as to when this was published. Let's see when this was published. 1994. So I'm wondering how different her writing is from like 20 years ago versus now. So I'm really interested to actually see like if her writing style has actually changed. And I don't know, I'm just excited about getting some of her earlier works because it's really hard to get those even on clearance, even now. Like if you go on Amazon right now, they're like $9-10. So this is Body Count by Burl Bearer. And this is actually a true story of a serial killer. So when I saw this, I was like, this looks really interesting. And I already know that it's super old. And I really love like non-fiction, especially when it comes to like things like true crime. So I'm definitely going to research this because now I'm like really interested in seeing what this is all about. This actually came out in 2002, and I do see like some pictures in here, which is really cool. Like, can y'all see that? So like pictures in here. Wow, this is, oh, I'm gonna like read this. I might have to read this soon. So I'm definitely keeping that. So this is another Lisa Garner book called Fear Nothing. So her books are pretty good. So this is going in the maybe pile. I already have 2 books that I know I'm not gonna like keep these, because these weren't the original books that I had picked out to bring home with me anyway. So another one is called The Killing Hour. So I really think these are a series. I'm gonna check after the video. So this is another one by Lisa Garner. And then this is called The Next Accident. So it seems like she had like a theme going on with the covers, like when these were published. So I don't know, maybe these are a series, but we'll see. So, okay, that I'm doing that last. Okay, so then here's another one. It's called Right Behind You. But I am going to keep, let me see. I already have 2. I think this was one of the ones I was actually going to keep, but I'm gonna put it in the maybe pile because I gotta see from the premise if I want to keep that or not. So here's another one, Live to Tell. This was actually blurbed by Harlan Coben. And then if y'all been on my channel for a while and you're not new, you know I love Harlan Coben. Like, he's just like an amazing author. He has like 8 Netflix series. Man, I'm telling you, so good. So this actually came out in 2010. So this is gonna go in the maybe pile. So here's another one called Fear Nothing. And I didn't really get a chance to read the premises. So, okay, so now this is by John Grisham, The Innocent Man. Y'all already know I'm keeping this because I absolutely love John Grisham. My first and favorite book that was written by him when I was in college is called The Street Lawyer. And when I tell y'all, that book is amazing. Like, it's totally amazing. Okay, so another one of Lisa Garner's is called Look For Me. And then it looks like, I wonder, is this... Okay, so it looks like this goes with this because this is like on the back of this. But we'll see. So all of her books are in the maybe pile except for these 4. Like, I know that these 4 are going to the Little Free Library. Okay, so then we have another one by Lisa Garner called Hide. Let's see when this was written. Like, it was just so cool that they're actually doing this sale, and they were only taking cash. So I literally asked my coworker, I was like, do you have cash? And then she's like, yeah, how much you need? And I was like $20. So, because I was like, I'm gonna put myself on a budget. I'm not gonna take no more than $20. And then so I cashed out her $20 and she gave me the cash. And it's literally, it's like synchronicity. It's just what I needed, right? Okay, so now y'all know that I love Lisa Jackson. So this is called Malice. She has the amazing ability to write in dual timeline. I'm not saying she's the only author that has been able to execute bringing dual timelines together, but she is one of the 2 authors that I read that can like merge a dual timeline. I mean, like no other. It's like super effective, super good. So I don't really know if I want to keep this one because when I read like mass paperbacks, I do have to kind of look at the word, the font of it, because sometimes the font of it is too small. And I wear glasses and the words are like so small. The words are like kind of small. So that's gonna go in the maybe pile. Okay, and then this is The Brethren by John Grisham. So anything by John Grisham that's in here, I'm absolutely keeping because his books are literally, to me, are like super classic novels of like mystery suspense. And I absolutely love his books. And it's really hard to find his books like on sale, but you can get them from like the Goodwill. The Goodwill always has his books on sale. Okay, so now we're getting to the books I know for sure that I'm keeping. So we're gonna start with these first. You all know that I absolutely love the Index series by Nora Roberts by her pseudonym J.D. Robb. So this is by Nora Roberts, and she has a pseudonym. So if you're not familiar with her, she has a pseudonym called J.D. Robb, which is her Index series. So she actually has 61 books in this Index series, and I think next year she'll be coming out with the 62nd book. I literally just stalked her. I literally just stalked the internet to see like when was her next book coming out. And the last book that came out was, I think, Framed in Death, which was really good. I read that as an ARC, or did I listen to it? I listened to that as an advanced listener copy, and I absolutely loved it. And y'all, when I tell y'all I love this Index series, I absolutely love the Index series. So my literally major goal is to find all of her previous literature, because these are really kind of hard to find. So if you notice, I don't know if y'all have like a Second and Charles by y'all, but if you go to Second and Charles, you find tons of them. You'll find them in mass paperback. You'll find them also in hardcover. I've never saw any in paperback. I think I have 2 that are actually in paperback, but it's very rare that you see these in paperback. So when I see these, I literally have to get them because I don't know when I'm going to see them again. So I literally was like, I'm putting all these books back just to get these. One thing that I do love about the Index series is the plot is very consistent within all of her books. I've never read any of her books where the plot was inconsistent. The elements of the mystery and suspense was like really inconsistent. Like her books always are consistent from like beginning to end. And so right now, luckily I have all of these on my LiveBib app, so I was able to determine whether I had them or not, and that's what y'all saw me doing earlier. So this is Immortal in Death and Reunion in Death, and these are in the mass paperback, which is completely fine because these are like a lot older, and I knew, and it has like a little stain, but that's okay. But I mean, they're old, so I can't expect them to be like super brand new. So this came out in 1996, this one. Can y'all believe that? And this is Reunion in Death. So this says first time in print. Let's see when this came out. So this came out in 2002. So my whole thing is I would like to be able to read all of her books. So at first this year, my whole goal was to read all 61 books. But because other books keep coming out, yeah, that has not happened. Okay, so now I'm going to take all these out and show y'all. Oh, you know what? So the rest of these I did have to get in hardcover. As you can see, I did have to get these in hardcover because that's all they had. Okay, so, okay, let me just show y'all this particular book. So I did find like an African American novel, and I've actually heard of this book before. I don't know whose YouTube page I've actually heard them talk about this, but I've heard someone talk about this book before. This came out in 2009. It's called Bedroom Bully by Trista Russell. And when I read the premise of it, I'm like, oh, this seems like it's going to be like really good. And it contains like some, I want to say like some sexual exploitation, murder, violence within this particular book. So I'm really excited to actually read this because I've heard about this book before. So let me know in the comments if you've read this before. Okay, so then I got Innocent in Death by Nora Roberts. So I'm so excited about these. Y'all have no idea. I'm super excited to get these. And then I have, I think, is this the large print? No. So then this is Indulgence in Death by J.B. Robb, of course. And then Writing, okay, and then Memory in Death. And then I got Origin in Death. And then Promises in Death. I am like super excited to actually have these. So when I put these on my shelf when I move back home, my collection is going to look really crazy because they're not consistently just hardcovers. Most of them are paperbacks. Some of them are hardcovers, but I cannot wait to just like display all of these on the shelf. Like, y'all, when I saw these, my heart sang so happy because I am on a mission to collect all of these. So right now, if you go on like Amazon or even like the half price websites, they're still like almost regular price. And I'm like, absolutely not. So anytime I see these, I'm totally getting them because like her books are never hit or miss for me. Her books are always consistently between a 4 and 5 star to me. So now when it comes to like her older books, I've read Immortal in Death, Glory in Death, and Naked in Death, and those actually came out in the 1990s as well. And when I say her writing has been like consistent, her writing has been like super consistent, and which is why I think that I love the In Death series so much. Like her writing doesn't change. It's not like, you know how some authors, you can read their book and then they probably have like 5 books in the series, but then when you get to like the third book in the series, it's like, what were you writing? Like her writing is just, it's to me, this is my opinion. Reading is subjective. Whether people want to realize it or not, it's subjective and everyone has their own opinions. But to me, I feel like her writing has just been very consistent over time. I've never read any of her books to where I have to be like, it's questionable. So she is literally an autobiography author for me. And then, so I ended up getting 27 books. That is a wow, y'all. 27 books for $20. So I cannot believe I got all these books. So I am going to film some footage tomorrow of me going to the Little Free Library. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to, once I get off camera, I'm actually going to like read the premises of the Lisa Garner's books and see which ones I want to keep. I'm not going to keep too many because the only books that I had really wanted were these, and they kept making me like go get more books. So I just decided I want to do something to give back to the community. And I mean, even though I spent $20, and I probably didn't have to spend $20 because technically all of these were $2 each. So this was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this was $12. So just imagine had I just spent $12 and then I only spent $20 for 27 books. So really it's like a steal because all the hardcovers were $2, paperbacks $1, mass paperbacks 50 cents. So anyway, I'm like rambling now. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing some footage of me going to the Little Free Library, putting those books in there. But like I said, I wanted to do something to give back to the community. And to me, that's just my way of giving back. And I'm really happy about being able to give to the Free Little Library because I haven't before. And I'm really excited. Y'all, I'm really excited about that. I know it might sound corny. I know it's like, girl, what? Like, but no, I'm really excited about being able to do that because I want someone to be able to enjoy these books. And sometimes we can over consume things we really don't need. And I know for a fact, y'all, I don't really need all these books. And I think when I was getting these books, I did have in my mind that I'm going to just get a whole box of books, keep the ones that I was initially getting anyway, and then give the rest to the Free Little Library. But anyway, so that's what happened in Henry County today. They are actually, by the time y'all see this video, it'll be over. So if y'all live in Henry County, or if you just have a library in your area, make sure you check with your library to see when they're going to be selling books. because it really is beneficial. Not only is it going to benefit someone else with the free little library, but it benefits your local library and puts finances back into the local library. And I mean, we just got to do everything we can to keep our local libraries going, because it's really sad how many books they don't have, and it's so crazy. But anyway, if you stay to the end of the video, put a book emoji in the comments. Until next time, thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.